Welcome to TacosTheGeeks.com. Justin here, back with more video game reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing Tron Identity, which is available for your PC and Nintendo Switch. As always, we're going to talk about story and graphics first, but of course, I give you a brief synopsis of the game, so here we go. In a new grid forgotten by its creator and left alone to evolve without user intervention, an unprecedented crime has been committed. The repository stands at the center of this society. In the aftermath of a break in, the future of this grid hangs in the balance. This is a visual novel style detective game. I'm going to talk a little bit about the gameplay in a bit and a little bit of the graphics, but I want to talk a little bit about the story because you are playing Detective Query, and the detective is here to solve a bombing and a theft that's taking place in the vault of the repository. So it's up to him it's up to you as the user. Obviously, you're playing the character here to decide how the story is going to be shaping out. And the thing that the game does is gives you many branching choices, and your choices do affect the outcome of the story. It affects the relationships that you're going to have with certain characters. This is a very small scale story, and I mean that. This is a very small scale story. You have interaction with at least four, like, well, I can actually, yeah, five or six other characters in this game, and you're isolated to this one location here, the building. As you can see here from the map, you have the lobby, you have the library, you have the vault, you have the landing pad, and then you have the office of the boss that hired you for this mission. There's not real much exploration here, and I get that because this is a detective type of story. So I see where they were going with that to keep it very contained. But I really wish their story had a little bit more exploration. It is a really good story though. It does keep you on your toes. It does keep you playing, and it lasts about 2 to 3 hours. More on that later. But as far as the graphics go, this graphically and aesthetically art style is the same vein as Tron Legacy and Tron Uprising. The use of the colors, the grid never looked better. I just wish that there was more to do here in terms of exploration and walking around. I mean, this is a good visual novel, but I also would have liked to see, from a presentation standpoint, some voice acting. I would have liked to see some little live 2D effects here. The mouths don't even move when the dialogue's happening. You might see their eyes blink or something, but there's not much animation even going on in terms of that. So graphically, it's good. Story wise, it's good. But let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. Since this is a visual novel, your gameplay mainly focuses on you reading, but thankfully, this game allows you to dictate how the story is going to go. As Query, you're going to be making choices on during your investigation to determine who's good, who's bad, and your choices are going to have some repercussions to the story. What they also have is the defrag, which Query is able to do. Query is able to do is defrag other disks from other programs, and this will help them unlock their memories, unlock secrets, and basically it's pretty simple because all you're doing is making sure you're matching your suits with your cards. And they do add, as the game progresses, a little bit more stuff to give it a little bit of challenge, but it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty easy at that. You're going to do this a lot of times, so if you're not used to this or you're not a fan of this might not be the game for you because you're going to be doing this heavily during your investigation. The music is actually really good. I mean, there's no Daft Punk, but it keeps that same spirit from Tron Legacy to give you a really sense of tone and theme. The music hits where it needs to go. When the beats of the story are emotional, you have a really good emotional score. When the beats are a little bit more action based or a little bit more tense, you can really hear the music really pick up the speed and really immerse you into the grid world. So I did like the soundtrack in this. Now, my final thoughts for this Tron Identity. I'm going to give this B minus. The story is good, and I do like the old school style visual novel presentation, but I really would have wished this was a little bit longer. It has a really great ending that makes me wish that the next game is actually going to be us actually doing action based or really exploring this grid. But for people who are starving like me for anything Tron content, it's 14.99. I will wait for a sale, honestly, but this is something I will suggest that you guys pick up. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it, but it's a little on the short side. A lot could have been improved. You could have had some voice acting, at least make their mouths move. But I can see that this was a budget game. But for a budget Tron game, it does its job. It has a really good story. That's why I'm going to recommend this. But I'll say wait for sale for this one. Was at least $10 and not 15. This is Justin from otakusgeeks.com saying later days. Catch you on the next one.